Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sarasa's interview called A New World, A Naya Daur. Today, we'll be talking to Professor Fayaz Bakir. Professor Fayaz Bakir is a visiting professor at the University of Ottawa. He was also the O'Brien Fellow at McGill University. He has been a visiting professor at many universities, especially the University of Gothenburg and the University of Netherlands. Professor Bakir has participated in several different NGOs as a counselor and advisor, different programs or socioeconomic developments related to Pakistani society. So today we will be talking to him about his work and about his ideas on socioeconomic development in Pakistani society. Professor Bakir, welcome to our talk. Thank you for doing this for us. I provided a brief introduction. Obviously, you have a rich and long career, and I'd like you to talk a little bit more about your work and your publications and writings.
Thank you so much. I want to add one more thing to my introduction. I call myself a retired Marxist. So that will explain my views.
Yeah.
Because when I came to Canada in 1983, first time, at Queen's University, when I was running away from the Zia-ul-Haq government.
I think we can all relate to that.
Yeah, there was a case registered against me.
Yeah.
And as I started my work as a graduate student, I found out that in the academic world and in the Western world in general, there is something missing when they talk about our part of the world. When they talk of the state, market, and civil society,
yes,
it doesn't mean the same thing as the state in western part of the world or market or civil society.
Yes,
so
you're right.
there is something missing over there.
Yes.
And because we don't understand that missing thing, we cannot do an accurate and meaningful analysis of what is happening there and how to change life over there.
Yeah.
So let me begin with market. Market is presented as a panacea of all the economic ills in western part of the world.
Yeah.
There is freedom to economic agents. They come and make voluntary transactions. They all want to maximize their benefits. So as they watch their interest and they act rationally, it automatically leads to economic development. But I figured out that the market in our part of the world, especially in Pakistan, is behind the scene continuously manipulated by the state. They fix the prices, they fix the exchange rate, they fix taxes, subsidies, everything. So the match is already fixed when the match starts.
And it is to the benefit of a specific class.
Yeah, specific class.
Yeah.
But to the public mind, they send the message, look, everyone is free. So if there are poor people suffering, they are suffering because they are incompetent.
Exactly, yeah.
No one talks about the manipulations which have taken place behind the scene. And I'll give you a very interesting example. At that time, Bangladesh was part of Pakistan, East Pakistan. Our major export was jute. They were our major foreign exchange earners. In the open market, $1 worth of jute fetched 10 rupees. But Bengali farmer was paid 5 rupees due to exchange rate controlled by the government of Pakistan. 5 rupees that were not given to him, they were given under bonus voucher scheme to the industrial class in Lahore and Karachi to encourage them to export manufactured goods. So it was in the name of national development. But actually you were systematically transferring resources from East Pakistan to West Pakistan. And that was a major grievance against us. And we never had the moral courage to accept this, and we always blamed them.
Exactly.
So that is how market was functioning. Second thing, whatever industrialization took place at that time, it was called import substitution. Meaning that whatever subsidy we are giving to the industrial sector, it is to substitute the imports. That is how we save the foreign exchange.
But that never happened.
But what happened was, they wiped out our artisan class. So they substituted local production instead of import substitution.
So the imports continued as they were.
Like textile mills,
Yeah.
we never imported textile. But textiles, they substituted our artisan,
Okay. Yes.
Jula,
Yeah.
which existed on large scale across Pakistan. So that is how market functioned. And ironically, Mehboob ul Haq, who was the champion of our growth strategy, after 10 years, he was the first one to point out that 20 families have concentrated wealth in their hands.
Yeah.
So there was something wrong with the market. That is one thing. And people cannot deal with imperfect and distorted market unless they're aware of it, what is happening to the market.
Correct.
Second is, which comes to the state. And here, again, because of not knowing the state and having fallacious ideas about the state, many of our progressive people and right-based activists, they make a mistake. Hamza Alawi pointed out that Pakistan state is overdeveloped state. And there was Gunnar Myrdal, Swedish economist, who said that Pakistani state is a soft state. But Akhtar Hamid Khan rightly pointed out that this is a law and order state. Law and order state means that this state has only the capacity to implement law and order, which means police and revenue department. All other nation building department, because he was a civil servant himself during the British period, he very minutely observed it, and he said that below the district level, there are no nation building departments. All the work below the district level was carried out by the big landlords through unpaid labor, which is called begar. So Mao Zedong formulated it as semi-colonial, semi-feudal mode of production, but Akhtar Hamid Khan said that this state can only perform law and order function. It doesn't have the capacity either to carry out development function below district level or welfare function. So fighting with the state doesn't help. State cannot deliver because there are three main infrastructures missing. One is administrative infrastructure, which does not exist below the district level. Other is political infrastructure, because local government was never institutionalized in Pakistan. It has seen many ups and downs. And third is social infrastructure. On social infrastructure, most of our progressive people don't know that before the British annexed Punjab, most of the area in Pakistan now was formerly part of Punjab, from Peshawar to Delhi. When it was annexed, G.W. Leitner, who was Director Public Instruction in Punjab, he published a report in 1882 in which he said that there is universal literacy in Punjab, both among males and females.
That's very impressive.
That was done by the Waqf system established by Muslim, Hindu and Sikh communities. So that was a social infrastructure which existed. British wiped it out.
So that was like a grassroots structure.
Yes. Every village had a Waqf which paid for the salary of the teacher. Teacher did not have to go and ask for his salary. So that social infrastructure existed. British wiped it out. And G.W. Leitner, very interestingly, he at that time made a prophecy that 100 years from now, literacy will be wiped out from Punjab. That is what happened, but our so-called chattering classes, they think that we are backward. We are Muslim, we are against education. No, sir, it is not. Leitner said that all these communities, there is only one word which explained their effort, and that was the word lillah. Because every native believed that it is his or her duty to teach others, whether at home, in school, in community. So because state doesn't have that infrastructure, state doesn't have what we call a receiving mechanism. Even if so much foreign aid comes, millions of dollars, it cannot reach out because no structure exists there. So that is why, unlike the traditional view that we need to fight out the state, go to the picket line, protest, throw stones, here state is disabled. You need to join hands with them. And it is by joining hands with the state, it is by entering the power structure that you conquer the system from within. So that was the discovery of Akhtar Hamid Khan. I call it a silent revolution which has unfolded in Pakistan, especially after 1980.
Okay.
In last 40 years, in every nook and corner of Pakistan, miracles have happened. Unfortunately, no mainstream media or social media talks about it. People always keep talking about nothing has happened. We are deprived. This country is running because things are happening. And these people don't go and beat drums about themselves. They do things and keep quiet.
So
why? I want to add one more.
Yeah, sure.
There are 14 Pakistanis who received Ramon Magsaysay Award, which is called Nobel Prize of Asia.
Yeah.
I tell you, 98% of Pakistanis don't know about it. Neither about the prize nor about those 14 people who have done remarkable work.
Yeah. So what do you think are the reasons why, I mean, this is such a, these are success stories.
Yeah.
Right, especially in such a dark economic climate of Pakistan as we see today.
Yeah.
Why do you think these things are not being picked up and publicized, and people are not aware?
Yeah, that was one purpose of this book.
Yeah.
To write this book, I wrote another book also a few years earlier.
Okay.
Which I can show you. All right. So the thing is, this is a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Because these stories have not been documented. People who have done these work,
Yeah.
They are concerned about their work. They're not concerned about their publicity. They're not concerned about receiving kudos from other people. They focus on work. And I tell you, to give one example, Aga Khan Rural Support Program in 10 years time, they doubled the income of 100,000 households in world's most difficult, treacherous areas,
yes.
highest mountains in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The same Siddiqui, who was part of the government, Sindh Kachhiawat Authority, 50% of Karachi's population lives in informal settlements. He started the process for regularizing those settlements. So these people get their right to own the houses where they live. Similarly, there are so many other examples. What has happened in Pakistan is that the task of welfare state has been taken over by civil society.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we have a civil society which is unlike the general impression that they are contractors who receive funding from donors and they spend that money to follow a foreign agenda. This is wrong. People don't know this. Government of Pakistan did not allow receiving any foreign funds. It happened in 1980s when, due to Preston Amendment, American government stopped aid to Pakistan. Government of Pakistan itself approached Americans that gave us money through social sector because we were not receiving any money through official development assistance. But most of these NGOs or civil society organizations I'm talking about, they have very little foreign funding.
So this is all indigenous.
It is all indigenous
generation.
and poorest of the poor who have contributed to this. Yeah. And this is amazing. So whatever we see in media, social media, textbook, classrooms, it doesn't give us a right knowledge of what the Pakistani state is, how market functions, what the civil society is. The message that I have tried to send across through this book is that it is not by picking bones with the state, but joining hands with them, enabling them to do what they cannot do. Because these three infrastructures are missing. So civil society organizations, wherever they have worked with the government, they have received enormous results.
So what is the current relationship? I mean, how does the state view these NGOs and these civil society organizations?
Most of the successful program, Akhtar Hamid Khan summarized this. This is what he taught one of our friends and taught us. He said, समाजी काम में मूंछें नीची रखना पड़ती है. Now, humility
Yes.
is the basic lesson. These civil society initiatives have succeeded because these people are very humble people. So in dealing with the government, they don't lock their horns with government officers. From the peon in the office, who is called Naib Qasid, up to the secretary, they deal with all of them with humility. And they're willing to work with them, find the solutions. And they have come up with brilliant insights. For example, Parveen Rahman used to say that if you want to work with the government, small at the lowest tier of the government.
Yes. Yeah.
And because the officers at that level, they're not frequently transferred. They stay there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And if they rise, they will go up and they will work for you and ask them what to do, don't tell them what to do.
Okay. So, Professor Bakir, thank you so much. This is a very, I mean, I know it's a short conversation, but it is very informative personally for me and I'm sure for our audience. So again, thank you for coming and talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching our conversation with Professor Bakir. Please watch for other future interviews from Saras from here. Thank you.